Ejaculation by command, hot offer for lasting longer in bed. I had the most humiliating sexual experience of my life. It was easy for me to get overly aroused and let any kind of friction from straight sex to oral set me off in less than a minute. For a while I was able to recover and come back for a second round, but after a while that started to become a problem for me too. Now, the worst part of giving a woman a less-than-standing ovation performance in the sack is that she will almost never tell you. Women are instinctively programmed to avoid confrontation about this sort of thing. The last thing a woman wants to do is awkwardly tell you how lame you are in bed and then deal with your wounded ego afterwards. So the pattern continued, and pretty soon it went from my wife feeling tired or having a headache most nights of the week, to the point where we were only doing the deed on special occasions. Which brings me to the night of our 7th wedding anniversary. After a romantic dinner for two at an upscale seafood restaurant downtown and a few glasses of bubbly, we were both in the mood. Back in our bedroom, my wife and I started making out as the passion began to heat up. Just then she stopped me to sneak into the bathroom and slip into something more comfortable. As she fiddled around in the bathroom, I downed another glass of champagne and geared up for a night of hot loving. Just as I was finishing the last gulp of champagne, I saw her arched underneath the doorway of our bedroom in a red teddy that left very little to the imagination. Her hip jutted out just slightly, drawing attention to her sumptuous curves and seductive sinews. I couldn't help but start to get really excited. She crawled into bed and we started to kiss each other passionately as I tore off her lingerie. But after less than a minute of action, it was all over. I got so excited that despite my best efforts to slow down and keep things going, I just couldn't keep the wolves at bay, so to speak. I felt myself reaching that point of no return as my body wanted to release the pressure that had been building up. So I started to think about my favorite football team and even made a move to change positions to something I read that would make me feel less sensation. But I think we both know, those things never work. And after about 2 minutes, I just couldn't help myself. I sputtered out a quick orgasm and rolled over. And that's when it happened. I actually heard my wife laugh. It wasn't a howling kind of laughter, but it was audible. The sort of thing that seemed to come out of her accidentally. "What's so funny?" I said. "Nothing," she said back. She rolled over and poured herself a glass of bubbly that was still on ice on the nightstand and started chugging away so she could avoid having to say more about it. And I felt a red current of embarrassment rush up my body and into my face. I just left the conversation alone because I was too embarrassed and proud to confront her about it. But I knew that her snickering had something to do with my two-pump chump effort. And after that night, read more Ejaculation by command, hot offer for lasting longer in bed. Please click link in description below.